I was asked to come and talk to you guys because a lot of you probably don't realize that the FBI has a need for nurses. We look for registered nurses to work for us. As one, they can come in, you can come in and work as a forensic nurse, which means you would be an FBI special agent with a nursing ability. And a lot of offices do not have nurses in them, and we have a need for nurses in all of our field offices. We have 56 offices across the United States. Forensic nurse would conduct investigations. You would be a regular law enforcement officer, a gun, a badge, arrest powers. To qualify as an FBI special agent, the basic requirements: you have to be graduated with your 4-year degree, have 3 years full-time work experience in your field of study. So if you, of course, pursue the RN with your 4-year, get your bachelor's, and then have 3 years experience as a nurse, then you'd be eligible to apply. Of course, you have to be a U.S. citizen and be between the ages of 23 and 36 to apply. As a forensic nurse with us, you would come into our field office. Our office here in Columbia is considered a small office. We have one registered nurse on staff with us, and he pretty much covers our entire division, so that's the whole state. He works investigations normally. Anytime there is a huge case where there's going to be arrests made and there's a potential for danger, that's when the forensic nursing part comes in, because they will have him on standby and he will go out when those arrests are made, and he will be there on the scene. So in case something does happen, we have somebody in the medical field there that can render aid until an ambulance can get there and get that person to the hospital. So that's the forensic side of nursing. What we also look for are registered nurses to man some of our nurses' offices that we have in some of our large field offices. Our top 10 offices are our major large offices. They have more than 500 employees in that office. So anytime there's more than 500 employees in a facility, we're going to have a nurses station, just like you would in a school where you have a nursing room for your students to come and get checked if they're not feeling well. The FBI looks at it as a good thing because it keeps our employees from losing time from work by having to go home for the rest of the day because they feel bad. They can go to that nurse's station and get their vitals checked. You know, if they need some Advil or Tylenol or something, just a place to lie down for like an hour or so. We would rather them lie down in the nurse's station for an hour than lose the rest of the day going home, and we've lost them until the next day potentially, or a day or so later. So we do have a need for nurses to do that. And then we also have a very large healthcare program section in Washington, D.C. that is staffed full-time with registered nurses, medical doctors, and psychologists. And those staff members are tasked with reviewing all of our medical physicals. For every position in the FBI that there is a physical fitness requirement, then of course we need those nurses to review those physical packages to make sure all areas are addressed. Anything that's concerning, that they get extra tests, that applicant gets extra tests done. And our onboard staff, our FBI agents and our electronics technicians, a few of our evidence response team that are hazmat certified, then we would have nurses there to review those physicals also and have any other follow-up done by their personal physicians. We do have a contract facility we work with here in Columbia that's down at University Primary Care. They do all of our physicals. And I'm kind of pretty much the eyes for all of our applicants right now. I'm not an RN. So a lot of stuff I'm looking at, I have no idea what I'm looking at. I'm just kind of going off of what my last 10 years of experience has been able to teach me when looking at those medical forms as to what may be needed. Also, the part I'm trying to back up, the registered nurse that works in our office, he is an FBI agent. He's in our Rock Hill office, and he also, as our registered nurse on staff, he also administers all of our flu vaccines, because the FBI, we all are given flu shots. They are free to the staff every year. And he also administers any immunizations that our staff needs for people that are going overseas. We do have 60 offices internationally, and we also have our folks are embedded with our military over in Afghanistan and Iraq, Baghdad. So we do have agents that are overseas giving and receiving gunfire right along with our military. So he's there to administer those vaccinations that otherwise we'd have to go to our contract facility and get charged for those shots. So headquarters sends the immunizations that they need out to the field, and then he stores them and keeps up with them in the field office. So those are just some of the basic things to be in a forensic nurse. To be part of the registered nurse staff, that would be on our professional staff side of the house, which is the administrative side. So you could do quite a few things with us. It's just a matter of whether or not your interest lies in law enforcement, because a lot of people don't realize there is that need in law enforcement. Anybody have any questions?
So for all positions, do you have to be 36 and under?
No. For the professional staff, the minimum age is 18. Just the basic requirements, because we do have entry-level positions for students who are unsure about what they want to do with their future. We have those entry-level positions where they can come in with just a high school diploma. But 18 years of age, be a U.S. citizen, have your high school diploma is the basic requirements to get an entry-level job, which would be answering our phones, handling our mail, doing our filing, those kind of things. And in South Carolina, the salary, just to give you an idea, an entry-level position in South Carolina for someone with a high school diploma is about $32,000 a year to start. Okay, I am not sure what a nurse's salary is in the FBI if you want to come in on the professional staff and work as a registered nurse in like a 6-station or at headquarters in the healthcare programs unit. I would imagine it's probably at the GS-11 or higher pay scale. GS-11, our pay scale in the FBI is a general salary, which if anybody has any familiarity with the federal government, everything's done on the GS pay scale. Entry-level professional staff is going to be a GS-5 or a GS-7 step 1, which is in that $32,000, $35,000 a year pay range. A GS-11 is going to be somewhere in the $70,000 to $80,000+ a year pay range. And for each GS level, it's going to go up in increments of $3,000. So if the bottom line entry, no experience at a GS-11 step 1 is $70,000, then a GS-12 step 1 is going to be $73,000. Just kind of give you a ballpark idea. FBI agents, their starting salary, to qualify as an FBI agent, first you meet the basic requirements. You would apply online for any of the positions that you are interested in at FBIjobs.gov. You would go in and click on either special agent or professional staff. It's all broken down by categories. And once you get into professional staff, you'll see the different subcategories that you can take a look. Because there's a lot of stuff that the FBI does, a lot of people don't realize. Oh, it's not just secretaries and file clerks and agents. It's a whole lot more. The professional staff performs over 300 different jobs. So there's a lot of things that you may find interesting out there that you didn't think about. FBI, special agent, when you apply online, I receive all of the resumes for the state of South Carolina. So I'm the person that does the review and determines if you are most competitive, because we have categories we call most competitive, competitive, least competitive. Obviously, we want the most competitive applicants because those are the people that we feel will make it through all portions of the testing and interviewing. The first hurdle you have to cross as an FBI agent applicant is you have to apply online, get selected as most competitive, and be invited to take the Phase 1 written exam. It is a 3.5-hour test that we administer in our office. You have to pass that to proceed to the next portion. If you don't pass, you have 6 months that you have to wait before you're eligible to apply again. Then you can apply again, and that would make you eligible for a retest. Once you take that retest, if you do not pass it the second time, you're finished to never be considered for an FBI special agent position again. But that does not mean you're disqualified from applying for any of the professional staff positions. You can apply for as many of those as you want at one time. We've had applicants apply for 5 and 6 positions at one time and got selected for 2 or 3 of them, and we processed them, and whoever got the background done first is who hired them.